welcome back to the episode. We are again holding a lantern with no pixies inside, but this is not the point. The thing that we are going to do now is we're going to do some level ups, starting with Astarion, because I think his level up might not be that complicated. We're going to level up to level 9 with every one of those. Oh, look at this, a supreme sneak. Look at how sneaky he is. Blend into the environment so completely that you become invisible. 10 turns invisibility. It ends early if you attack, cast another spell, take an action, or take damage. Now the real question is, how often can you do this? It's a class action sneak. I don't see any long rest things. So, I would almost say that being a level 9 rogue with a supreme sneak is kind of a cheat. Almost, yeah, kind of. It kind of depends, like how often you want to use invisibility for this. It's actually kind of neat. And when does it stop? Invisibility ends early if you attack, cast another spell, take an action, or take damage. Okay, take an action. So what you... Okay, what you could do with Supreme Sneak is you can actually try to pickpocket pickpocket people. But the thing is, if you get caught, it still kind of backfires. And the whole stealing mechanic in this game is something that I just haven't really understood. Like, you have to roll, right? But the way the numbers are always depicted, it's just completely confusing. Like at one point they say like difficulty class, and at another point it's like, well, you don't know what kind of number is good and what not, and you see like green colors, which means it's fairly likely to work, but then you try it and nothing works, and a few seconds later, each and every single time you get caught because they are checking their pockets constantly. So even a successful pickpocket always backfires. So what you have to do is constantly teleport into the camp, so that the like you do the pickpocket, you hopefully succeed, and then you teleport into camp immediately, and this kind of feels like cheesing the system too much, because the teleport to camp is more like a management and convenience kind of thing, and it has... Yeah, because this is how you just manage your party and do like the in-betweeny things, but it has no actual world relevance, what I say. Like there's no camp in the world. Like there's always a separate space for the camp. It's like a completely different dimension. And this is what makes it so strange, kind of. Anyway, what was that one? Fast hands, gain additional bonus action. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, so we're gonna give him that supreme sneak, which is an action, so I'm probably never gonna use it. Just saying. So my level up will actually be somewhat... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How many levels do I need? I need at least 3 levels of rogue. Then I decided to get at least 5 levels of rogue. So, but the thing is, it doesn't really depend. I don't really depend that much on the rogue spell, but I do use the special ability fairly often. The sneak shot, whatever it was. The thing that you can do if there's like an enemy standing right next to your target, a teammate right next to your target, or like what else could that be? Other things, whatever. Or if you sneak around, this is actually quite nice. The thing is, you could just combine this in Ranger, whatever it was called, and you would end up in a slightly better situation. But to be honest, let's just quickly look in... Where is that thing? Ah, every time. Okay. Watch your ears. Or not. Okay. So, pin the taskbar somewhere over there. Good. Rogue. Like I do need 2 levels. Level 4 is the feat and a... No subclass feature, by the way. You can only choose like 1 spell if you're an arcane trickster, but I'm not. I'm a thief, similar to Astarion. That's just... Yeah. But I don't really use my bonus actions that much. Huh. Huh. Being an assassin would have been more interesting. But okay. Oh, there's also something called magical ambush. But okay. So, what do we have? What do we have? Level 5, Uncanny Dodge. This is something that could help us as well. A dodgeable passive gained by rogues at level 5. Uncanny Dodge allows the rogue to reduce incoming damage once per round. So, I think it's more like a... Yeah, it's a reaction. So... Ooh, that's tricky. That's tricky because I do not know what other reactions I have. And they like let's say you have a character and you focus on aggressive reactions, like Sentinel, for example, or attacks of opportunity. That's also a reaction. So if you use up one of your reactions just by sheer accident, you think, oh, I need to save himself against some damage or something like that. Then you waste your reaction, which would have probably done some damage as well. And this is definitely not so nice. Yeah. Always watch out for your actions. Reactions. There you go. Anyway. Level 5, Uncanny Dodge. I could also just try to get another level 1 thing. So that I get the level 4 feat in the Rogue. And then... Oh boy. I didn't really think about it. Because the... because feats are really annoying to choose from. Oh, this is stupid. Oh, crap. Oi. Wait a minute. What kind of feat are we going for? Resilient Constitution, but I have this one already. Okay, Resilient. I have this one. Warcaster Concentration Save. You gain advantage on saving throws to maintain concentration on a spell. Yes. You can also use a reaction to cast Shock. So this is just there, so I can always use Fog Cloud without any issues. But again, I don't know if I do have concentration things already. It's a maintain concentration on a spell advantage, yeah. Constitution is used, I think, for the concentration thing. Some spells require the caster to focus on maintaining. A caster can only cast one concentration spell at a time. Their concentration might be broken when they take damage, yes. Wisdom, proficiency, no. Increase your constitution by 1 and gain proficiency in constitution saving throws. Okay, but just to be clear, I have to look at concentration again, just in case, because I'm not quite sure. Warcaster. Warcaster concentration. There you go. You gain advantage on saving throws to maintain concentration. So, and concentration is a game mechanic used in spellcasts. Special concentration tech require the caster to continuously put focus into their spells. Yada yada yada. Any concentration uninterrupted concentration lasts the spell full duration. Otherwise, yada yada. Manually casting another concentration spell, taking damage there. When a caster is concentrating on a spell and takes damage, they attempt a Constitution saving throw. Yes, so I was not mistaken. They attempt a Constitution save against a DC equal to half the damage taken, or 10, whatever, whichever is higher. Okay. Against a DC equal to half the damage taken, or 10, whichever is higher. If the save fails, concentration ends. Yes. Oh, this is very interesting. Oh, this is mean. There are also some conditions that break concentration without allowing for a save. Sleeping, banishment, downed, prone, incapacitated, and rage. Think about it for the moment. So a barbarian should not get enraged in order to keep this stuff active. Incapacitated is I think it's like I thought this was like the you lie on the ground and are almost dead kind of thing. But yeah, then there's also prone. So prone and downed. No, okay, so there's okay, anyway. So everything that knocks people off their feet kind of is concentration. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. So Warcaster, concentration save. Stamina and physical affect your hit points, saving throws from Constitution. Yes. And we are also proficient in it, aren't we? You increase an ability by 1 to a maximum of 20. Yada yada yada. The thing is, I do not know which resilient. Something in here is, I think, resilient. I just have to find it again. This one, Constitution. Yes. So this one and proficiency. Proficiency means the level bonus is added onto the roll. Provides a bonus to associated rolls, making you more likely to succeed. Yes. The thing is, it's not really said how much proficiency is. Yeah, you can... The thing is, you only see dexterity proficiency in here because of the star, but if you have a bonus effect that also gives you proficiency on other abilities here, intelligence, wisdom, whatever, then it doesn't show. It doesn't get added in. It's really iffy. Anyway, so we would get a bonus 3, so a bonus 4 on the rolls, and then there's advantage, which means we can roll twice and get the best result. Which makes the concentration stay pretty much all the time. Okay, you learn a cantrip and the number, no. Your hit points, no. Weapon master, no, we don't need any more weapon stuff. Spell sniper, we got this one. You gain proficiency in 3 skills of your choice, no. Shield master, you gain +2 bonus to dexterity saving throws while wielding a shield. Dexterity saving throw, again, something you don't need. If a spell forces you to make a dexterity saving throw, you can use a reaction, yada, on a failed success, take half of damage, no. Sharpshooter might be the only other thing that I could really benefit from, because of the fact that it just does an awful lot of bonus damage. Only problem is the attack roll, but alright. But at least you can play around the high ground rules. What else? Sentinel is cool, but you only need 1 Sentinel in your team, otherwise it gets more complicated. Melee attack, you roll, nope. Ritual spells, no. Polearm Master, no. Oh, look at this. When attacking with a glaive, halberd, quarterstaff, or spear, you can use a bonus action to attack with a butt of your weapon. Wait a minute. Polar Master bonus. When attacking with a glaive, or spear, you can use a bonus action to attack with a... Okay, so this is actually kind of cool. Polar Master. Nice. And the opportunity attack when they come into range. Okay. But this is also not really necessary. So moderately armor, do we need it? No. Mobile, nope. Medium armor, nope. Martial adapt, nope. Magic, initiate, no. Mage Slayer, we are already Mage Slayer, so that's not necessary. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. When a creature casts a spell within, again, within melee range. Mage Slayer would have been cool if you were to use ranged attacks against them. So they attack you and you're like crossbow to the face. That would be sweet. But no. Okay, lucky is the only good thing. But again, it's also like general advantage. But what if you need more advantage than that? So lightly armored, heavily armored, great weapon fighting, no. Elemental adept, durable, constitution increases by 1 again. You regain full hit points each time you take a short rest. This is actually quite a nice bonus, but we have so much health, so many potions that it may not even be necessary. So maybe what you could do here is to focus on something else that also gives you constitution instead of durable. Just because of the fact there are always a lot of potions, so it doesn't matter. And this is only a short rest improvement, and instead of short resting you can do other things as well. You can do a short rest, for example, and heal yourself up with potions, so you get the recharge of the spells and abilities. I always say abilities, but this complicated. Whatever. Dungeon Delver, advantage on resistance to damage dealt by traps. Oh, this is actually quite nice. Dual wielder, no. Use 2 weapon fighting even if your weapons aren't light. And you gain a +1 bonus to armor class while wielding a weapon in each hand. Cannot dual wield heavy weapons. Okay. The +1 to armor class is quite nice. Because then I don't have to use a shield anymore. You can use 2 weapon fighting even if your weapons aren't light, and you gain a +1 bonus to armor class. While wielding you cannot dual wield heavy weapons. Okay, so there are heavy weapons, yes. But what's considered to be a heavy weapon? Could you dual wield, with this feature here, could you dual wield large crossbows? That's actually something that I have to look into real quick. Dual wielder, there you go. You can use 2 weapon fighting even Dual wielder, no. What's considered heavy? Heavy properties. Okay, heavy. There are heavy crossbows. But the heavy list does not say that there are no light crossbows, right? That's very interesting. Heavy is a weapon attribute that denotes a particular large weapon, small creatures, and so on and so forth. So there are long bows, and then there are also short bows. But could you do wield short bows? I don't know. BG3 dual wield short bow. I don't know if that even works. Does that work? I am actually... Ranger will be the best at yada yada yada. Dual wield light crossbow. Can you dual... It should actually work with the light crossbow. It should work. Because right now there's no reload action needed for crossbows and da-da-da-da. You can't one-hand crossbows, period. They are two-handed weapons. You can one-hand crossbows, which are different than light, heavy crossbows. So you'd be able to use two-hand crossbows, da-da-da-da. Sharpshooter, yada yada yada. No. There is one-handed hand crossbow and two-handed light crossbow. You can dual wield first one, not the latter. Ah, come on. Okay, that doesn't work. Sadly. The feat would actually be interesting. So, how does it actually distinguish between the two? So, you cannot dual wield heavy weapons. So there are, let's say there are other weapons that are, yeah, they are like medium-ish weapons. So this is more something for like melee-ish weapons altogether. Like a melee weapon that is like normal in size, probably does a little bit more damage. Like maybe a flail also could be a thing. What's a flail? Dippable? It's one-handed, so yeah, that's also the thing. It needs to be one-handed, so you cannot really trick the system. But a glaive would be two-handed, and versatile weapons would actually be a good choice for it. But I think versatile weapons also work all the time, right? I don't know. Anyway, what else we got? Defensive duelist. When attacked while wielding a finesse weapon. No, mostly not. At least not in Act 2. Act 2 is the thing that breaks all of those weapon holding feats, because you are holding lanterns most of the time. So that's something that kind of breaks the game. Or like, yeah, there should be some way of attaching the lantern on the back of the character. Right? If you can attach a cape, you can attach a lantern. You just have to watch out so it doesn't bounce on your head all the time, especially if it's so spiky. Anyway, what is it you're proficient with? You can use the reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your armor class, possibly causing the attack to miss. Again, reaction? We want our reaction to be offensive all the time, if that works. When you make a crossbow attack within melee range, the attack rolls do not have disadvantage, which is good. Your piercing shot also inflicts gaping wounds for twice as long. No. I mean, this is the only thing related to crossbows. Maybe sharpshooter or something. But that was it. Your strength dexterity increased by 1 to a maximum of whatnot. When you're prone, standing up uses significantly less movement, and jump distance is larger. 5 to initiative and can't be surprised. Your charisma increased by 1. Proficiency bonus also doubled for deception and performance checks. Interestingly, it's deception and performance. Huh. That's weird. What about persuasion? Is there something like a persuasion feat in here? Probably skill or something. You gain proficiency in 3 skills of your choice. In this case, being proficient in yeah, persuasion. Oh, is it? Proficiency bonus also doubled. Is also doubled for deception and bonus. Huh. 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 This is kind of weird. Your proficiency bonus is also doubled for deception. Meaning that you not only have 1 proficiency bonus, but 2 proficiency bonuses. Yeah, times 2 times 2 proficiencies. What if I were to do that one? Yeah. Huh. Okay. So maybe what you can try to do is play a performance character, charisma and stuff like a bard, or a very deceptive character. But when it comes to persuasion, for some reason, that is not quite easy to do. It's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, where was the sharpshooter thing? Nah. We're gonna go for Warcaster again. And that thing is now our choice here. Shocking Cross. Isn't Shocking Cross like a melee thing? Yeah. But it's very, very nice that you can actually do so much more damage. But wait a minute. Cantrips. I don't quite know how cantrips actually scale when it comes to levels. On creatures with metal armor. Oh! Interesting. Anyway. Having more health would also be kind of useful, right? But nah. Warcaster it is. So... The thing is, I could have done this much quicker because I have a little document open with everything that the main character is supposed to be. Only the other characters I really didn't care that much about, but it's also not that complicated because they're going to stick to their role of choice. So, you have become durable as an iron golem. Whenever you fail a saving throw, you can roll again, using the new result instead. Now the real question is, how often can you do this? There is no limit specified in here. That's the funny thing. Whenever you fail a saving throw, you can roll again, using the new result. Indomitable. Okay, this is actually something that I... have to look into real quick. Indomitable. Long rest. Okay, so there is a recharge for it. It's a fighter passive feature. Yada yada yada. It's a free action, therefore it doesn't consume your reaction when used. What? Okay, so there's something called a free action. Whenever you fail a saving throw, you can roll again using the new result instead. Interesting. So long rest recharges the whole thing. It doesn't use a reaction. It's a free action. It would be nice to know what a free action is considered to be, just in case. Oh, and I also wanted to look into health and how much they have. But most of them should be somewhere around the 80s or so. Brutal critical. You've trained to strike swift and true. When you land a critical hit, you roll an extra damage die as well as the normal additional critical die. The last thing kind of makes it strange because an additional die works already. But the real question is, what kind of die are you talking about? Right? What die are you rolling? Like another part of critical? In this case, being a brutal critical, like a barbarian, and an ogre, half ogre, whatever, orc, not ogre, does an awful lot of damage with criticals. And then what you have to do is lower the crit rolls with items so that it's that not only a 20 crits but also a 19 can crit, or like an 18 or whatever, because this whole stuff can stack. So this is ridiculous. Critting with a barbarian and brutal critical, that's just insane. But yeah, how does brutal critical work? Brutal critical. Trained la da 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 da, and criticals. This feature only applies to main hand melee weapon attacks or unarmed melee attacks. Interesting. So you cannot dual wield with this thing. For comparison, savage attacks, a similar racial feature, only applies to melee weapon attacks, main hand or offhand, and not unarmed attacks. Wait. Oh, so if you are unarmed, you can only choose one. Very interesting. Weapons that deal multiple damage dice, like greatsword or mauls, will only receive a single extra damage die from this feature. For example, this feature will add only 1d6 damage to a greatsword critical. That usually does 2d6 base damage. But 1d12 damage to a great axe critical. 1d12 damage. Oh, yeah, look at that. So if you want to be extremely brutal in your critical, because of the fact that it's limited to die, to the amount of dice, and a crit is considered to be an additional roll with the dice for some reason. Because when a creature critical hits automatically land regardless of the target's armor class. Oh, do they now? I never noticed. Okay. So if you are... Interesting. It's a nice way to play around armor classes. Just crit all the time. Huh. Yeah, so if you can make your attacks critical somehow by holding person spells or whatever, then you can hit them constantly and you don't need to worry about armor classes. So that means that you can cheese the system and just ignore that mechanic completely. That's interesting. Interesting. You don't play by the rules, you play around the rules. Okay. Any ability that uses an attack roll, including spell attacks, is capable of landing critical hits. Any dice that are rolled for damage, including additional dice such as those from smites or combat maneuvers, are rolled twice. Okay, so there's a normal damage roll. And when it crits, you just roll again. And then you probably add them together. Abilities with multiple attack rolls like Slashing Flourish or Scorching Ray can have multiple critical hits, with each attack rolling independent of another. Okay, so what you need to do is like one instant thingy in order to maximize it thoroughly, I think. Flat modifiers and bonuses to attack, including the creature's relevant ability score modifiers and proficiency scores, are not doubled. Okay, so the only thing that doubles on a crit is the die amount. Okay. Good. So yeah, there's also some headgear. Dark Justicia helmet, for example. Where do you even find this one? Maybe we can find that later. The Knife of the Indomitable King. Yeah, that's something that I don't use. The Dead Shot. Have I found that one already? I don't know. Kind of looks like I have. Sold by yada 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 at the Stormshore Armory, Lower City. Nope, that is Act 3 probably. There's Shadeslayer Cloak. Stealthy critical. Okay. Oh wait, yeah. There's also this thing. Hiding depends on the stealth, yada yada. Attacking or casting spells reveals your location. But do you crit doing so? Until it crosses that kind of side, the entity has advantage on all attack rolls. Yes, advantage, but not crits. Not necessarily. There's Spell Sniper, but only for attacks. There's the class feature of Champion Fighters, improved critical hit. That's pretty neat. And then there's Illicit Powers. Target's critical threshold is reduced by 5, but you have to use this as an active thing. But it is also vulnerable to all... But it is also vulnerable to all damage. What? That's not a but, that's an and. Okay, and you have to use an action for it, so that's kind of meh. Covered critical while obscured. Ah, yeah, okay. That's the thing that's pretty cool. So, while obscured, the number you need to roll a critical hit while attacking is reduced by 1. Yeah, that makes it easier. There's also Bloodthirst, improved critical. However that works. Where where's the thing? There. The number you need to roll a critical hit while attacking is reduced by 1. But is it reduced for everything or just this weapon? Probably just the weapon attack itself. And there's of course unseen menace. But this is completely different. There don't seem to be that many ways of reducing or like increasing the chance of critical roll. Guaranteed critical hits. Okay, there are like other ways of doing that. Additional effects on critical hit. That's not something that we want. But yeah, savage attacks is good. Brutal critical, pretty neat. So, do we want anything else? Probably not. I don't need to change Bestial Heart. She will be a bear. Continue to be a bear. It's pretty good. So, now that we are finished with the level up. Okay, how much more do we need now? 13,000! Okay. I don't think that we will actually reach that amount until Act 3. So, that's pretty much as far as we can go with leveling here. But yeah, what yeah, let's look at this thing. So in order to crit with the brutal attacks, what you need to have is a 1-die weapon and not a 2-die weapon. So this one, for example, would work. The halberd, it's a 1d10. D12s would be even better because they have a higher yeah, they just have a higher chance of rolling. 1d12. What's a d12 actually? What kind of weapon is a d12? Is it a Githyanki sword, for example? No, 1d10 plus 2. What kind of weapon is it? D12, D10, D8, D10. It's kind of annoying that Karlach does so much more damage with the crossbow compared to us. 5 to 14, 5 to 20. So mean. So mean. Let's just quickly go back to camp. Really want to know. And something is making strange sounds. Oh, there it is. But something strange happened. Like I heard a strange voice rumbling in the back. Anyway, let's just see. Can we find a... There you go. A great axe is a 1d12 weapon, and we already have one of those in here. So great axes are very good when it comes to critting. That's neat. Anything else though? Clubs not so much. Flails? No. We got that one. The Githyanki thing, 2d6, same amount of damage, but when it comes to critical, they do behave slightly differently. Yeah, let's see, where are the cool weapons at? 1d6, d4, d8, 2d6, yeah. Maybe there's a Githyanki sword that has a d10. Maybe there's a Githyanki sword that does roll higher than that. Another d10. D8. Maybe that one? No. Why can't I find the... that's not in there. Maybe in here. Let's see. 2d6 Githyanki Greatsword. 1d10 Githyanki Longsword. So that's the difference. I actually thought they are kind of the same weapons, but no. Interesting. A great sword does more damage. But when it comes to crits, the other one might be better. Interesting. But what other weapon is there? I have a slight feeling that there is. Let me just look into that real quick. I want to know. Let's just click on the weapon. Let's click on pikes. Maybe melee. Ranged first. Let's see. There's a 3d10 Watcher crossbow, not usable by humanoids. Ah, come on. What else we got? We got the makeshift bow. That's a strange one. Why? Extra damage necrotic. Wow. 16 damage tops. That's actually quite nice. Martial range. Can be looted from skeletal archer raised by the player. Oh! Now that's a cheesy way to get a nice crossbow there. Okay. Uncommon crossbows are also somewhat limited. Crossbows just deal like 1d10 plus whatever. It's not that much higher. There's all— oh, look at this. There's the fabricated arbalast that has the same ability, the dazzling ray, as the light of the thunder. That's pretty interesting. Or at least the icon looks the same, but I don't know if the damage is the same. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, what else we got? There's a Gonta meal. Right, that was ranged weapons. What about melee? 3d12. What the? Watcher greats. Yeah, Watchers. For some reason, Watcher are extremely overpowered. Then there's a Flame Blade. Why do you get that one? I think I've seen that one before somewhere. I don't know. Magical conjured variant of the Scimitar family. There's a martial melee weapon wielded in one hand. Conjured by the Flame Blade spell. Okay, 3 to 18 damage. 3d6. That's a lot of damage. But it does elemental damage purely, so that's somewhat tricky. So who can learn Flame Blade? Tieflings? And druids. That's an interesting one. And it is a bonus action. That's cool. So you can just use it and be done with it. And it just works like that. The blade can be unequipped and equipped again, but has to stay on the spellcaster's person. Right. That's awesome. Oh, this is awesome. You don't need a sword. Wait a minute. How many of those swords can you actually hold? Can you have 2 of those? The blade can be equipped in either hand. Can be unequipped, but must stay on the spellcaster. The blade has no weapon action tied to it other than basic attack. However, having the hiding. The blade uses the spellcaster's spellcasting ability for tech rolls. Very interesting. So it's a caster weapon instead of strength and dexterity. Oh, this is awesome. Note that when learned to the druid, the caster the spell ends. When the spell ends, the caster will automatically re-equip the weapon they had equipped before if the caster is wielding a light weapon in their main hand. Or if the caster was already wielding weapon in their offhand. When the spell ends, like this, the original weapon. It doesn't say that there's a limit to the spell. When the spell is casted 4th level or higher, damage increased by 1d6 fire for every. That's awesome. So if you're really good at spell casting, you can just overpower that thing completely. That's pretty sweet. And if you have like critical spells or something, maybe you can deal even more damage with it. Flame Blade is awesome. Okay, but I'm still looking for high roll-ish kind of weapons. And there don't seem to be that many, at least in the common section right there. Okay, what about this one? 2d6 and 1d4, the Everburn Blade. Another fire damage thing. And 2d8, what is this one? Shadow Blade. How do you get that one? Shadow Blade spell found on the Shadow Blade ring. Okay. I think I have this one somewhere. Find Arabella's parents. Right. Nice. Well, we found them already, but not the way we want them to. So, Everburn Blade. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Commander Zulk, Nautilus Prologue. Ah, that's why they are also cheering on this weapon. Anyway, that's like 1d10. There's no d11 for some reason. Ah, 1d12. Yeah, these are the real good ones. 1d12 plus something. Let's see. Great Axes and Undead Bane, whatever. These are all the same types of weapons. So what else we got? We got something in the rare. No. Corpse Grinder. Yorgul's Greatsword. I don't know if I had this one already or not. Soulbreaker Greatsword. Wait, no, 2d6. That's not the one that we want. Susser Greatsword. Nah. Great Axes. Great Axes. Great Axes. It's only a Great Axe that can deal like 1d12. So the Great Axe is the critical weapon of choice. Or maybe, wait. Nope. It's the Great Axe and the pike staff, maybe. Like any pikes. Some pikes that deal like a little bonus damage or something. Interesting, interesting, interesting. But does the brutal critical also work with additional damage, or... this is something that we really need to figure out now, do we? What else do we have? Sword of Chaos, Edge thing, Hellfire Great Axe, of course. Anything fire related. That was so obvious. Oh, Halberd of Vigilance. The one that we already have right now. Or do we? Land Tower on the ground floor, Moonrise Towers. Yep. That's the one. It's kind of funny that we already have pretty decent equipment. So, what else we got? What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Crimson, Crimson, Crimson. Interestingly, the special weapons don't deal that much more damage. Like legendary ones. They're just there for special abilities, that's it. So, story thing, the Orphic Hammer, right. And the Moon Lantern. Moon Lantern doesn't do shit. Right. So, when it comes to brutal criticals and so on, get a Great Axe. Preferably one that does additional elemental damage, like any additional damage whatsoever. And then use it on a Barbarian or whatnot. And then be happy. So, let's end this leveling up and looking at the wiki kind of episode, even if you don't really see the wiki. And then we can continue with the exploration of the northern section in here, because I somehow have to jump there, and I'm definitely have to boost them all so they can jump that distance. Until next time then, like and subscribe of course, and ta-ta!